Therapy Talkers, welcome back. It is your two favorite therapists. I mean, your four favorite therapists. Tammy and Pauline. Hey. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. I'm loving the hair.
Yes, I'm loving your hair too. Let's shout out to the outfits. Let's see your outfit.
Oh, okay. Well, what I have on here, brought to you by Target, cardigan.
Just look like it.
And a cami. Oh, I'm blocking my own face with my own hand.
Yeah, TP. Yep, I have it on the back too.
Wow.
I had more material to work with on yours.
I see. Custom. Check out the shoe game. The shoe game is sick. Sick. Okay.
You have laces on yours?
I do, but I don't have them tied, and that's totally realistic to my life. Anyway, while you're here, hit like, hit subscribe, and share because we have a very interesting topic to discuss today. So I'm going to put my hand down and get serious. Bye, girl.
Okay. Gonna miss you.
Okay, so today we are actually going to talk about narcissistic personality disorder, also known as NPD. Have you ever been diagnosed or worried that you might meet criteria for NPD? Well, don't worry. We are here to help you out, just to clear some things up, okay? But before we do that, Tammy, we need to check in.
Yes, let's do
So here's my question for you.
Ooh. Okay.
In your career, you've only been doing this therapy gig for, not too long because you're young.
Let's just go with that.
Let's go with that. How often have you... Did you just EMDR me?
I did!
Okay.
That's next week's video, by the way.
Next week's video. Have you ever, or how often would you say you diagnose someone with NPD?
Ooh, good question. Not very often. In my small career that I've been in, I would say literally maybe 2 or 3 tops. It doesn't come around very often. Is that the case for you, or how often are you seeing it?
Yeah, I would say it's the case for me as well. I wouldn't say I've done like a full-on diagnosis because there's things that need to be met, but sometimes I'll get like glimpses of people that might be like on the spectrum or something for NPD or other types of personality disorders, and we would have like a discussion on that, but I have not actually diagnosed anyone with NPD yet. That rather. Yeah. And so just to like, let's do some history here. Greek mythology, Narcissist is where this word comes from. Narcissistic, narcissism, narcissistic comes from this character who, they were feeling themselves so much after looking at their reflection in the water, and they fell in love with themselves. I mean, that's deep, but it's so deep that they drowned because they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so beautiful. And this is why I don't look into mirrors or into any type of reflection of any sort because I don't want to have that outcome. I don't know what I look like, but I must look fly.
I'd rather be alive than look fly.
But that is where the word comes from. So, can we talk about what we're going to talk about today, Tammy?
We can talk about what we're going to talk about, yes. So we are going to talk about NPD, like Pauline has said. We're going to show you some few facts and causes, criteria, and treatment. But first, let's start off with what it is. So there are 12 types mentioned in the DSM, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But NPD is an enduring pattern of inner experience and behavior that shifts significantly from expectations of the individual's culture. It is pervasive and also inflexible. Onset typically happens in adolescence or early adulthood, and it is stable over time and leads to distress or impairment. So here's an example for you. We got Jerome. Jerome's partner left him due to his lack of empathy. Jerome, get it together. He has a constant need for admiration, and he has a habit of putting others down to make himself look better. So that is dear old Jerome.
Yeah, that has to be tough for their partner, or others around them. But, hearing about Jerome, you might think that sounds like a narcissist. Yes, there's similarities, but Jerome is not an asshole. Jerome literally has NPD because he's been diagnosed with NPD because he met certain criteria. And as Tammy went through it, well, maybe not yet, I'm probably jumping the gun, but we're going to talk about what that is so that you don't go around calling people narcissist or having the terms confused when really there's one that is a disorder, NPD, and one that is a trait that someone has. And so let's talk about some facts. So 6.2 of the population have this disorder. Men are affected more than women. And the DSM, this magical pamphlet here, states that 50 to 75% are male. Causes of NPD could be genetics, environmental factors, childhood abuse. It could be trauma, low self-worth, and different things like that. So those could be some causes. There's not really like a definitive cause, but different aspects of your life experiences can create this disorder at some point. Yeah. So what are some criteria, since I was jumping the gun?
Some criteria from that pamphlet of yours, Pauline. So you have to be diagnosed, to get a diagnosis, I should say, you have to meet 5 of the 9 criteria. So here are the 9 criteria. We have a grandiose sense of self, so just like an exaggeration. We have preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited power and success. They have a need to be and feel brilliant. They believe that they are special. No, we're all special, Pauline. You're especially special, but it's a little bit more special than that, right? They require excessive admiration. They have a sense of entitlement and unreasonable expectations. They take advantage of others to achieve things, achieve success. So I'm guessing that it doesn't hurt them to step on others to like make it up the corporate ladder or whatever. They lack empathy, and they are envious of others, and they like it when others are envious of them. And they show a lot of arrogant attitude for the most part. So again, you have to meet 5 of the 9. So if you don't meet 5, you don't have it.
Yes. Thank you, Tammy. And
you're welcome.
And so like we've mentioned criteria before, and by now most of y'all should know, but for our new subscribers, hey, don't forget to hit like. What criteria basically means in our booklet here. It's basically different characteristics that individuals need to meet in order for us to diagnose anyone with any type of disorder. And so if you don't meet that, maybe you have 4 out of the 9, there's a special way of noting that, but we can't say you have NPD fully. So that's my little spiel on that. But moving on, we got to this point. You're probably wondering, is this treatable? Yes. And we are going to say therapy is the best form of treatment, because in therapy, you get to learn more about what NPD is, perhaps what parts of your life or situations in which it shows up. And what I mean by that is you're not going to walk around with NPD all the time. Like, it's not going to show up like in every moment, every aspect of your life, but there's going to be certain situations where it's going to pop in. And so you get to learn about that in therapy and ways to manage it and so on. Because with NPD, you're going to struggle with interpersonal relationships, meaning that you're going to struggle with friends, family, work, and things like that. So it's very important to learn about it, how to work through it, learn about your thought processes attached to why you behave in this way, and so on. So that's treatment. Psychotherapy is number 1. Medications too, but I'm saying a lot. Medications as well. That's if you have some other components that might also need to be addressed with medication. So maybe you can have depression. You can also maybe have trauma and anxiety and different things like that related to your NPD, and medications can address that as well. So that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it. Awesome. Well, you guys, while you're here, hit like, subscribe, and please share. Mental health is a huge deal, and we all need to be in this together. So please share this message. You never know who is going to hit and at what time. We would love for you to be a fan. So please subscribe and hit that alert button, because you'll be alerted when our new stuff comes out. So pop in the comments below any kind of thoughts that you had on this topic. If you want us to cover a topic that you are very interested in or you are curious about, please put it in there below. Again, thanks for stopping by. Remember, the best is yet to come, and we'll see you here next week.
Bye.
Bye.